Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Oh, here's our second guest joining us, two-time Pro Bowl player in his first full season at the Seattle Seahawks. Here he is, big Leonard Williams. Leonard, what's going on, man?
Sir, how you guys doing? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you just fine. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm on my wife's computer, so I'm trying to figure out how to change the name on it right now.
Oh, you mean to tell me you're not Haley?
L-Dub, what's up, boy?
You're not Haley?
No, that ain't me. That ain't me.
LW was good, boy.
I'm good. How you doing?
Man, listen, man, life is good, man. One foot in front of the other, man. I got my head high so I can see where I'm going. But before we get into football, I just want to know, do you got a nutritionist?
I do have a nutritionist on the team that I use, and then I also.
Oh yeah. Well, we're not using him or her no more. We're not using her no more. Listen, I'm a meal prep. I'm the NFL nutritionist. I've been appointed by the NFL for all the players. So I'm gonna send you information, and I'm gonna be your meal. I'm gonna meal prep you meals for the next 17 weeks
sir.
And for the playoffs. And you my second client. So I got is you and Kirby Joseph, and then I'm in $20 a week. $20 a week. That's all I charge.
Hey,
and so I'll be making sure you're prepared, eat before every game.
I'm about to tell all the rookies about this.
I appreciate that.
You get traded, you go to Seattle, and it seems like in Seattle you found a home. I mean, look, it's not that you didn't play bad, but it seems like you found a home in Seattle. Can you tell us what's the biggest difference between Seattle and New York? And I'm not talking about geographically, but I'm saying in the defenses, was it something, the way the coaches, the way you received the information? Was it the way they gave the information? Is it the defensive scheme? What was different about the defense?
Man, honestly, I agree with you. I feel like I found a home out here in Seattle. I feel like there's a combination of things that made it feel different. So the fan base was one of the big differences. Just like the way they embrace me, the way they show up on game day, the way they support our team and stuff like that. And then also just in terms of schematics and coaches, I feel like, having AD who came from the Cowboys, and then Coach Mike McDonald, I feel like they just kind of created this scheme where they allow me to play with freedom, and they allow me to be like a playmaker and use my athleticism. And they celebrate me for just being in the backfield, and sometimes if I see a play outside of the scheme, they allow me to
go
sometimes
make a play.
Swim a block. Yeah, exactly. Go make a play where. A lot of times throughout my career, I feel like was almost too coachable at times where, I was taken away from my playmaking ability, where I was trying to play a block the way the coaches wanted me to and stuff like that. So there's a lot of combination of stuff.
It's so funny you just said that. We just talked to Kirby Joseph, and the one things I asked him, obviously they have a new defensive coordinator, right? And I said, do you still have the freedom to have free will outside of the scheme that your coach has? Will they still allow you to do that? And he said yes. And the fact that you started everything out about your coaches allowing you to have the freedom to be able to make plays based on your football knowledge and what your eyes see instead of what it says on paper is really, really important, especially for players like yourself, to be able to reach their maximum potential out there on Sundays. And that's really dope. That's really, really dope to hear.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's important. I mean, for me, it just made me feel like it brought the excitement of football back for me a little bit too, which made me once I started having fun. Y'all played before, so you know how it is. When you're out there having fun and you're able to play free and have free will and be celebrated for it, it's like the best out of you comes out, and I feel like that's how it is here.
Let me ask you this: when you're at the Giants and then you get traded, you're like, damn. Has anybody ever been traded from the Giants to the Jets or Jets to the Giants? I mean, because it is so different. The Jets fans and the Giants fans, they're so different. The city reacts so different to each team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it was, even though we played in the same stadium, the fan base felt different. The culture felt very different. The Jets were kind of further out in Jersey. Yeah. Felt like we were like a New Jersey team, kind of. And then the Giants being so close to the city made me feel like I was an actual New York team. But it was very interesting. I mean, luckily I didn't have to move during that trade. I was still able to stay in my house. But it was definitely weird when like that same week I got traded, I ended up playing in the stadium. And like instead of going into one parking lot, I went to a different parking lot. And instead of walking down that hall to go to one locker room, I just went to a different locker room. So it was very strange. It was interesting.
Yeah, how's the body holding up, man? You going into camp? I mean, actually, camp now ending, preparing for week 1. How's the body holding up?
I mean, amazing, honestly. I mean, I have a coaching staff. Our strength staff here at Seattle is the same strength staff I had at USC.
Wow.
Okay, well, that's dope.
Yeah, it's really cool. So they got to see me develop as like
a young player, so they know what works for Leonard Williams.
Yeah, exactly. And we all talk about how it looks like I'm like, and it feels like I'm in the best shape of my life, honestly.
I mean, that's saying something. I mean, for a guy your size to be able to move and be as agile. I mean, because we saw, what did they say? You're the largest guy to ever get. What, do you have a 90-yard touchdown return? You're the heaviest guy in NFL history to return an interception that far for a touchdown. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So how did that? So take us through that play. What were you supposed? Were you supposed to drop in coverage, or did you see something? You see his eyes and just like, I'm going to make this play.
Yeah, that's one of Mike McDonald's genius plays right there, actually, where it was designed for the D tackles to drop out. And I actually got a pick in practice earlier in camp that year. So when that play was dialed up, like every time it's dialed up, I'm thinking a play is coming my way. And it just happened it happened so fast, man. Like people were asking me like, oh, like what were you thinking when it happened? And I was telling everybody it felt like it was like an outer body experience, actually. Like I felt like I was almost watching myself from like an aerial view of the happening.
So you snagged it. I mean, it wasn't like it ain't like you did. I'm talking about, nah, bro. I mean, like you played tight end at some point in time. You caught the ball. You played on the other side of the ball. You had to. That was not a defensive tackle play.
From a tight end, that means a lot, man.
God, you picked.
But yeah, I played tight end in high school, but it wasn't like much. It was like just every once in a while. I went to a big high school, so we didn't have to play both sides that much. But I'm an athlete, though, you know.
Hey, were you from LA?
Yeah, I was born in California, but I went to high school in Daytona Beach, Florida. So I was kind of back and forth from California, Florida, most of my upbringing.
Okay.
You got a different quarterback this year. Geno leaves. He goes to the Las Vegas Raiders. In comes Sam Darnold, who did an excellent job last year. But you played with Sam in with the Jets, so you're very familiar with him. What are the expectations? You guys had a nice little end to the season last year. I mean, so what's the expectations this year for Seattle?
I mean, I think the expectation is, as a defense, we want to be the best on the field. We have high expectations for our offense this year, but like we compete with each other even within the defensive room. It's like the defensive line wants to be the best group on the defense. The DBs want to be the best group on the defense, and so on. But I'm definitely excited about the way our offense is looking right now. We got a new coordinator, and we're running the ball great so far. It's only been preseason, but it just looks like a new team with the way we're running the ball. And then, like you said, I played with Sam Darnold on the Jets. And then I also played with him at USC for like 1 year.
Damn, you can't get away from him, huh?
Yeah, I know. He keeps following me. But like just seeing what he did last year, I mean, he even played against us really well when we played them last year against the Vikings. And just seeing the way he's matured, he's bounced around, played on a few teams, played in a few different systems. And I think he's finally found his groove and matured into a good player.
Most definitely. I mean, I'm excited for you guys too, especially from an offensive perspective. Seeing what Sam Darnold was able to do in Minnesota last year, obviously with Justin Jefferson and Addison, Hogginson, but then also now you got JSN, you got Cooper Kupp over there, Kenneth Walker, obviously taking some of the pressure off him from allowing him to be able to flourish. I think y'all gonna be fine. Y'all gonna be fine. So I'm excited for y'all. Who y'all got week 1?
We got the Niners.
Divisional matchup.
Division rivalry, week 1, baby.
Yeah, y'all got it.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited.
Niners, they hurt. They don't know who they gonna throw the ball to. Yeah, y'all
Let me ask you a
good.
question. When you tell me what's your mindset? What's your thought process? Because do you move up and down the line because the great a lot of the defensive players that the Reggie Whites, the Bruce Smith, the Aaron Donalds, those guys, the Johnny Randalls, Warren Sapp, they moved up and down the line and they're trying to turn the handle to the door and see which one opens the quickest, which one opens the easiest, and that's where I'm going to stay. So I might have to be line up in a 7, I might have to line up in a 5, I might get in a 3, I might get in the nose, whatever. I'm just trying to find the weakest link because that's how it is on the Serengeti. The old and the weak get taken advantage of. That's what I'm looking to do.
I mean, you said it perfectly. I mean, I never heard it described with the opening the door thing. That's like, I'm going to have to take that back into the D-line room and spread that. But yeah, I mean, I think that's something that makes me a unique player. Since coming out of college, I could play from the 0 all the way out to like 6-9 technique on the edge. And it showed up last year. I was getting, sacks at end. I was getting sacks at 3 technique. I prefer 3
You like
technique.
to play the under tackle, huh?
Yeah, I like to play 3 technique.
You like that shade? You like to be on that shade?
Yeah. It's just less space, less stuff to look at. Sometimes when I'm out there at the end, it's like they'll try to put a receiver out there to make it look
like toss crack you.
Yeah, it's all that tricky stuff out there on the edge. Sometimes when I'm on the 3 technique, I'm going. It's go. I'm getting on my man right now as quick as possible. But in certain situations, like playing against the Niners, it's a little less about finding the fish, what we call it.
Oh yeah, you got to land him. Hey, we got a fish over here.
Yeah, we got the fish. But against playing like the Niners, instead of finding the fish, they actually like to line me up on Trent because they say their offenses kind of ran around him sometimes. So it's like their run game and a lot of stuff like that tends to run towards Trent Williams. So they like to put me on him to kind of like help shut down the run a little bit. So it kind of works hand in hand like that.
What's it like? Let me ask you, what's it like to get traded mid-season? I mean, so they call you. So were you home when you got the news that you were traded? Were you home? Were you at practice? So where were you when you got the news that you were going to get traded?
I was in the building.
Damn.
It was on a Monday. So I came in just doing my normal routine. I was definitely hearing like conversations about like possible trade, with my agent and just the way the season was going for the Giants. We were losing. We were pretty much already out of the playoffs. And then the GM like called me into his office, so I kind of already expected what was coming. And the way he presented it to me was making it seem like I had like 2 teams to choose from that were like both trying to trade for me for around the same offer pretty much. And at the time, like the Seahawks were like number 1 in the division. I knew of Pete Carroll a little bit, and I just thought it was the best fit for me. It was obviously a struggle, like coming all the way to the West Coast, Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, that's a long way.
Yeah, it was long. And then I'm living in a hotel for like 2 weeks before I get situated in like a house and stuff like that. So it's a lot. But, I even played good for those 8 weeks that I was here. And I remember like my wife and like coach and teammates even asking me like, how were you able to play good even in the middle of like moving and transitioning your life and stuff like that. And for me, I told my wife and other people that like there was so much going on like out of my control that it made me like
focus on what I could control.
Exactly. I was fully dialed in on what I could control. So it just like the way I showed up for work every day, the way I played and stuff like that just like went to another level because I was like, I put so much more emphasis and focus on like what I could control.
Right. What are your goals this upcoming season from an individual standpoint? Obviously, team goals, you have those. Defensively, you have team goals that you have as a unit. But from an individual standpoint, what do you hope to accomplish this season outside of the main goal being Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm. I mean, as an individual, I think I just want to like build on the season I had last year. I feel like I was short of some accolades that I worked for, and I feel like I want to, be first AP All Pro and Pro Bowl this year, and maybe like 10 plus sacks, like 15 plus TFLs, and also feed the rest of my guys. I feel like we have a great D line right now, and I feel like at least 4 of us can have 8 plus sacks this year.
Is that what? Do you feel like the defensive tackles, because you guys don't get the high sack totals, Aaron Donald is an anomaly. A guy that plays the three technique and get 20 sacks.
Different.
That's crazy. That's unheard of.
He was different.
But you guys don't get like the edges, the Myles Garrett and the Michael Parsons and the TJ Watts that's out there on edge and playing in space. They're going to have 13, 14, 15, 17, 20 sacks. Do you feel like you guys get the credit that you deserve?
I think the standard for D tackle definitely has changed in the last few years, and I think Aaron Donald was a big part of that. Obviously, him getting 10 plus sacks every year and 20 sacks, his defensive player of the year. That was different for a defensive tackle. I think like if you were getting like 6 to 8 sacks as a defensive tackle, normally that's like a good season. Yeah, that's a good season for a D tackle normally. And I think nowadays, fans want to see 10 plus sacks from a defensive tackle for them to think that you had a good season. And unfortunately, they see sacks as like one of the main stats, and they don't see like all the play in, play out,
the run, the tackles, the losses, the holding up, so the linebackers can make the plays.
I mean, I don't like to do all that either.
Well, I know you like to play the under tackle. I already know you ain't trying to two gap.
Yeah.
You ain't no.
I like two gapping, but I want to make the play for sure. I love my linebackers, but like I said, we be competing in our room. So
hey, first come, first serve, bro. I'm trying to get. I got first crack. I'm closer to him than you are. I heard you're in the Magic.
Oh, what you know about that?
No, I did a little research, so you.
Yeah. It's not like pulling bunnies out of a hat, like card, not like that type of magic. You know what I mean? It's a card game, kind of like similar to like Pokemon. Okay. You collect cards and you can play it. It's called like Magic the Gathering from like Wizards of the Coast.
Okay.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering, yeah. And like Wizards of the Coast is the brand that makes them. And what's cool is they're based out here in Seattle, so they gave me like a tour of their facility and stuff like that. And we've been in communication about it.
So is that what you do in your downtime?
I mean, I do a lot of things in my downtime. I feel like I'm pretty different from most football players. I think I started playing football later in life. Like I didn't start playing football until I got to high school. And I feel like because of that, I was able to kind of figure myself out as like a person a little bit. I mean, I was young still, obviously, but I feel like I was able to like find other interests and hobbies and stuff like that outside of football. So I like to go like spearfishing and like boating and traveling.
Well, that's what I was about to ask you. Being up there in Seattle, do you like to go fishing? Because what's the market? I went up there because you got to go to the market. If you go to Seattle, you got to go see them throw the fish and do all that. Have you caught them? Have you been able to catch it?
Yeah, of course. I went up there like a few weeks after I got traded. When I finally got out of the hotel, like me and my wife were like, okay, now it's time to explore the city a little bit. So we went to the market and like they all recognized me like right away. So they were like, Big Cat, you got to come over here. And like I was definitely nervous because like I feel like I got hands. Like you seen the interception, but like, catching a wet, slippery fish is I'm like, but I caught it, and it was a pretty cool tradition. But yeah, that's something I like to do during my off time is go fishing and stuff like that. And I'm based down in Florida during the off season, so it's perfect.
Hey, where you in Florida?
Yes, sir.
Oh, where at?
Fort Lauderdale.
Man, I'm right here. I'm right here in Southwest Ranches.
Let's go fishing, baby.
And listen, I free dive when I fish.
That's what I'm saying. When I go spearfishing, you be free diving?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, man. Look, I can hold my breath.
He ain't buying it. He ain't buying it.
Nah, I promise. Hey, Leonard, I can hold my breath like 4 minutes. I can get in the spirit in the water like myself. I'm a nomad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be doing.
So man, when you get here in the off season, man, I got you. We can take my boat.
Where you at? Where you live? Where you live?
I'm in Southwest Ranches in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, that's nice.
Let's go, man.
This man comes here with a boat and everything, Leonard.
I do got it. I got a yacht. It ain't mine, but Mickey Harrison let me use his yacht when I'm going to go
get Ain't nobody fishing off no yacht. Hey, let me ask you this: would you go on a trip? Let's just say they said, well, they go out they got to bring me back. I couldn't stay out there for no 2-3 months. The deadliest catch, they go out there to the Bering Sea, and I might could do it like a couple of days, but they gonna have to come get me.
Oh man. I ain't gonna lie, the way the boat be almost completely tilted over.
You be sick.
Yeah, I'm pretty adventurous and I like to do a lot of crazy stuff. My teammates judge me for it sometimes, but that's one of those I don't know.
You good with that? Say them Alaskan king crabs. I wait till they break them. Wait till they bring them to the shore. I get them then.
I'll buy them from the market.
Hey, I like the T-shirt. You know that T-shirt?
Appreciate that.
Lakers in 5.
Yes, sir. That's my team from LA, baby.
Man, Leonard, thanks for joining us, man. Stay healthy. Great, tremendous season last year. Hopefully, even better season this year, man. Thanks for dropping by. And guess what? When you get those double-digit sacks this year and make first team All-Pro, come back and tell us about it.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Thanks for joining us, bro. Appreciate
All right,
you.
bro.